Yes. Hi, Richard Houghton with Zariah, and we're making a video to help you get ready for the workshop we're going to do. It's called Mounting a Print in a Pre-Cut Mat. So what we're going to do is once you've paid your fee for each picture to the club, and then you've got your mounts after you paid the cost for these, then it's going to come in a little bag. And in this bag, of course, you have an acid-free clear envelope that you'll put everything in later. You'll have your entry form, which you need to fill out. Now, we're not going to tape it or anything. When you're all done, you just stick it in the envelope with your mounted print. So you'll have your entry form. You'll have a long piece of tape. You'll have two little short pieces of tape. And you'll have the mounting board itself, which is kind of thick and stiff, and you'll have the mat, which is we'll call it a window mat, which is the proper shape and size that you decided that you're going to have for your entries. So and you're going to, of course, you're going to have your own picture. Okay, now we're going to do the demo for real. We're going to actually we're actually going to mount this beautiful photograph of Zariah in this nice little mat right here. So like I said before, we have our entry form, which hopefully you've already filled out, because you're going to need to put this in the bag with your mounted photograph. So there's your form. We have our 4 pieces of tape. We have a single piece of tape which will form our hinge. So first thing, as we said, we want to get the orientation down. So take a look at the photograph. This is the way it goes, so it's going to be horizontal. So I'm going to put it in this mat that's going to be the orientation. So that's just to determine how I'm going to set this mat in front of me, where the hinge is going to be. The hinge is going to be at the top. If yours happens to be a portrait, then set it up like this. Everything else is going to be the same. So we have a landscape. So what we want to do is to put this down. Remember, we said that bevel must be facing you. Have it like that, and then face it down, because we're going to make a hinge, so this will go like that. Okay. Now the mat material is thinner than is the backing. So when we put it down like that, there's kind of a ridge there. So if you have an extra mat, stick it under there. If you don't have one to use, then there'll be some pieces of mat scraps on your table, and you can use that. Just make sure that you get this one, which is going to be with this, with this backing. Make sure that it's the one that you're backing up to. Make sure this fits together. We want to make sure that it fits together as well as we can, and then we're going to tape it with a single piece of long tape. So just need to line it up, make sure it's all nice and the way we want to. Yeah, if you fold the backing is the thicker side, the tape is the real thin part. If you fold the paper toward the thicker part, it just kind of falls away from each other. So yeah, so that makes it a little bit easier to get this backing off of the tape. The tape's a thin one, so we're going to do like that, and now we're ready to go. Have the tape. Like I said, this is not rocket science, but you want to try to hold this down. Maybe somebody at your table can help you a little bit, and just stick it on there like that. There. Now we've got a hinge made. See? Now, what helps, we're told, is to take something like a credit card and just kind of go on the tape. No, I'm not doing it hard, but I am holding it on the side so that V shape kind of goes down in the crack between the backing and the matting. So it's just a hinge. So what we're going to do now is to place the print down, and like I said, we want to make sure that we have the right orientation and we have it the correct side up. We're going to put the print down, close the window, and we want to just make sure that none of the edges of the print show through the window. It doesn't have to be exactly. It really doesn't. If you have a little bit of white showing, then yeah, you're going to want to get it as even as you can. But for something that's full bleed, it just don't have the edges showing of the picture. And you can kind of check it if you want to look under it and see if you're getting too close to the edge. But just set it down there in a way that that makes it look good without showing the edges of the picture. And so now what we want to do is to kind of anchor this in place some way to keep it from moving while we're doing some taping. So we're going to have some pieces of paper to put on top of the print. You always have to protect your print surface. So we're going to put that on there, and you can have a weight. This happens to be a sock with some rice in it. You can use your phone. You can use any weighted object that you want to. All we're going to do is just to have some weight on there to kind of hold the print in place. Once you put it there, then make sure it didn't move, and kind of look at the edges, and you want to just kind of make sure that nothing moved. And so now we've got that kind of anchored in place. It's not real firm, of course, but at least it'll survive a little bit of bumping. We have these 4 pieces of tape, and we talked about we're going to hinge this. I mean, we already have a hinge, but we're going to affix the print to the backing using these little pieces of tape. So we're going to peel these 2 pieces of tape. We're going to apply sticky side to sticky side. We're going to make a T shape. So we're going to make a T shape just like that. Sticky side to sticky side. And what this is going to make is something like this, and we'll be able to, this will be on the backing. This will be on the back of the print. This is the sticky side for that. So we will be able to hold that down with a minimum of adhesion. And again, put the hard side or the paper side toward you and fold it over toward you. Fold just the very tip of the corner, and it separates very, very easily. You kind of have to tease it a little bit. The smaller fold that you can make, the better. And the material usually comes, there it is, just comes right off. Just like that. So this is sticky side. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to fold the little corner back toward me, and that's the heavier side, the heavier paper. And there it is. It came right off. I'm going to put this one like this. So we have a sticky side, and we have a sticky side. So I'm going to put sticky side to sticky side like this. Again, this is not rocket science, kind of in a T shape like that. And what we're going to do is, we've got it held down. We want to kind of tease. Now this is the sticky side down. This is going to go like this. And what we want to do is to kind of tease this under the print, sort of like that. I just moved it. So before I do anything, I'm going to recheck my print. Okay, everything's fine. It didn't move it any at all. So I'm going to stick this under the edge of the print, and press it down. Okay. What the problem is, I didn't set my weight too close to the top edge, and it wouldn't let the print rise up. Now it's so much easier. We're going to stick that under there like that. Press the one down that's on the backing, and before we apply the next one, we want to check the orientation again. Looks good. So now we'll do the other side. This is what holds the print on there. It's just a little tiny piece of paper. It's not a lot of weight. So we just need to have something on there. The adhesive will hold it just fine, and without keeping it from moving slightly with changes in humidity, changes in temperature. Okay, so we'll strip this off again. This is the backing piece. This is a thinner sticky piece. And one more. Just fold the edge over, just a little, fold it over, and then just kind of tease it, kick it around a little bit, and the backing kind of comes off of the adhesive side. I mean, it's never going to be exactly easy. There may be an easier way to do it. I don't know what there is. but at least I haven't seen any directions. If you find some, great, email me. Okay, here's the other side. So we got sticky and we got sticky. So sticky to sticky, make kind of a T shape, just like that. Just like that, no big deal. The sticky side, the upper part of the T is going to be down. So we have our print here. We're just going to kind of slide this under if we can. Sort of like this. And again, you know, as always, there's maybe some little bit of movement, but before we commit, we're going to just take a look and see. We're still good. We can put this under here. And again, we're going to make sure about its correctness. Whoops, it's definitely not correct. Okay, and we'll press this down. And now, just check it one more last time. And then on these parts here, under the print is the sticky side of the tape. Just press on that. And probably be best to, you know, use a piece of paper to get it. So now our print is affixed to the backing, and it closes like that. So what we want to do now is to deal with we need to attach the mat, the window mat, to the backing. So what we have is, because this is double stick tape, we can't supply a piece because there'll always be a sticky side open. So you have to do this at the table. We'll have rolls of this double-sided tape, and what we're going to do is to place it here. I want to try to keep on the sides, you know, keep within roughly the length of the opening. Either way, it doesn't matter. This side we don't have to worry about because it's hinged. But on these other sides, I need to get some scissors. Preparation. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to roughly figure this. So on the bottom, I'm just going to cut a piece. Going to be an inch or so from each end. Again, this is not critical. There is no good way or bad way. Just don't cut it too long. That's the only sin, if you want to call it, from this method. You can't have it overhanging. So again, we'll very easily get this tape apart. Now, actually, we don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. Forget that. We just put it down. Try to make it kind of in the middle between at the edge of the print and the edge of the mat. And so we'll just stick it down, just like that. Then we have to pick off this piece of tape. And again, like I said, it seems to be better if you can fold a corner back and work from that corner, kind of tease it away from there, like that. There we go. So we pull that back there. So now that one's ready to go. And now we're going to make two that'll be along these sides. And again, it's not that critical. Make one about that size. And what we've got here, we'll just go like that. So now we have two sides. I'll stick this one down. It sort of stuck itself down. I didn't want to do that, but there it is. I'll cut that off. So let's stick it down. Fold a little corner back. I'm going to fold a little corner back before I stick it down. Then this side, again, not rocket science. All we want to do is to be able to peel that tape back and something to hold the windowed mat to the backing. And some people have better fingernails and more dexterity than do I, but we can make it happen. Okay, so now we have open adhesive here and here. So before we commit, one last time, we want to take a look at it And before we drop it, just kind of look and make sure that none of the edges of the print are showing. Then I would suggest using some paper or something, and just to be able to press it down so that adhesive sticks. So we were looking to make sure that the sides lined up and that the print still was not showing the edges. So there we have a nicely mounted print. And then again, we want to complete it by putting our print, our mounted print, into the bag. And along with the entry form, completed entry form, and I would suggest putting the entry form not on the print side, putting it on the back side with the information showing, just like that. And nice.